that they can dish out, and they also have a save. That's something they didn't have in the last game. They had this full glass cannon style right clicker carry, but they didn't have any ways to save him. Now they do. They have the Venge. I feel like that's a big difference maker. I think it's good enough. I think the drafts are very close. My only question is how strong will this Ursa be? Because he doesn't have to be that scary in the lane. If you lane right against him, even with the Tide Hunter plus Tusk, I feel like you can mess him up early on.
Yeah, there's a whole plenty of stuns to go up against. Basically, everyone on Team Bright side has some sort of control versus the Ursa, making Ursa's ulti very critical when it comes to fights and pickoffs. And talking about pickoffs, okay, they're not going to get to the Batrider under the tier 1 tower as they're scouting as Team Bright. But there's a couple natural builders as well on the side of Bright if they want to counter the Ursa. I see a lot of games where Ursa just feels unstoppable. It's like he hits hard, he's very fast in the fights, moves around with that Earth Shock, you get that shard for the extra enrage. And he just doesn't seem to care too much about the stuns. But if Bright get the lockdown first, they have some very nice burst potential, mostly coming out of that Lina, the Laguna Blade, and then the mine we talked about earlier on, which that you just dish out a lot of damage and kind of render this Ursa.
Right, if you can't get on, if you can't get on top of her, you can't kill her later on with the Aghanim as well. That becomes pretty difficult even with the Stampede. Like she's just gonna be flying about, and you're as Ursa. Maybe if you get the feather, right? Like you get
the feather,
Aviana's feather.
That's the one I was literally just about to bring up. The Aviana's feather could be a game changer. With that extra evasion, and then of course the 30% you get the unobstructed flying, which is also very nice. But Team Bright, as we talk about the early minutes, the side lanes need to go a tad bit better than last time. They gave away Irving's Broodmother with the first blood to an enemy faces void. That's a yikes.
Let's see this time around. What are they? They're playing Lina and Tusk. Man, I really think with Lina and Tusk you shouldn't be falling here. At the same time, a good cookie on the Lina, like you can get her. It's a kill lane on both sides, basically.
Yeah. Roll heavy on both ends.
On all lanes, right? Like bot lane, top lane, they're super brawly. Mid lane, however, this is one of those snooze fests, or at least that's how it used to be.
It's a bit like they're just gonna poke each other and they're gonna try and out regenerate the other. Maybe Kunkka with levels gets a bit of a benefit. DK is also just, if you don't keep up the harass, he will continue to regenerate, and then it just might be better to just hit creeps instead of the enemy.
It's level 3 DK. You get that level 2 Dragon's Blood, which he just did. 2 bracers, and at this point as Kunkka you're like, okay, I'm just getting last hits.
Yeah.
It's not worth.
7 armor at 40% physical resist and 46% when he's under the tower. Nice 2-man stun from the Centaur. Ulu doesn't feel too strong around the Centaur, and the Snapfire has to back out, and we've got ourselves a shared first blood going for the side of Team Aster, burning that Vengeful Spirit. And again, Team Bright giving away the first kill away to Aster.
Yeah, this time you have to be a bit more careful, because if Ursa gets a really nice start of the lane, then Tidehunter becomes miserable. You know, that's the issue. Last time around you could rotate around, the Broodmother is gonna have a good time no matter what. This time around, nah, you can't mess this lane up.
Yeah, if you get under-leveled, I wouldn't say to himself would be under-leveled, but the Ursa has an advantage. Level 4, he's going to get to level 5 very fast, but maybe this is an opening, or maybe not. It's good poke, but it's not just going to get the job done.
He had a perfect flame break. That's the only reason he lived. They jumped him really nicely, but they were just in the radius, so they both get pushed by the flame break in opposite directions. So Bat just runs away.
Just what you need to get. And he's trying to interrupt the pull, and that's very good there. The Bat Rider using flame break to prevent the creeps from running into the neutral camp. It's still gonna probably drag the range creeps. Well, range creeps are much easier to control. The Ursa's going to get the aggro on them, so no pull for Team Bright.
Oh, they're not having fun down bottom, because he didn't only prevent them from pulling, he also pulled his own wave, which got denied. Now he pulled another one, and now they can contest this one. So overall, Ursa and Bat definite winners on bottom.
Even the Centaur wanting to run after the Tidehunter and stun him up, but Red Panda, with the help of Ulu, will get the first kill for Team Bright. Going for the Tusk instead of the Lina, but it's not quite your first blood kill that leads into Boots. And yeah, talking about Irving, oh no. We've seen more Lizard. I was about to call you Lizard.
Oh, you might. You can. It's a lot.
That should be your new nickname. Like every time I see you on Monkey Business podcast or something, I feel like this man has the Riz.
You know, they gave me like a gift bag, like a goodie bag, OG, and everyone who got it, like Grubby got one as well. They got like a personalized letter, and they named me "This goes to Rizzard." I cringed.
Nice.
I cringed very hard, and then I laughed. And then I laughed very hard as well.
It's your new destiny now. I just love the stun combo in top. It's just so easy to execute. It's so enjoyable. Lina frozen a stun on the other target. Snapfire, if he's not the one getting stunned, he's gonna get a cookie. If you stun the Snapfire, you're gonna get hit by the Centaur stun, and you're still gonna get stun locked and killed. I'm gonna do it again.
It's a really strong combo. Ursa down bottom.
Very nice combo. Aster, they got a double kill, and maybe potentially another. Okay, Erica's feeling a bit skeptical, being so low on HP.
He's too low, and Irving had 7 Magic Wand charges. So if you go on him, he is gonna have enough mana to use another Gush, and if he uses another Gush, you're dead. So
Lotus Race. Irving's got it. Just the Centaur in the top lane. Already has 2 healing Lotuses. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's a bit of a dive going on Will and Frisk, and they will kill the Kunkka.
A nice little rotation, especially because it's the first dragon form used, right? Like, you get that dragon form, you start pushing in, you have the catapult as well. It forces a rotation. You know what I should do, now that you mentioned the Wizard? I should probably get Purge to revamp his Tinder dating guide. But I'll be the special. You remember that? I think he had some sorts of YouTube videos. Doesn't matter. Probably shouldn't remember that. Probably should leave it in the past. Just like this nickname.
You could be right about that.
TK. We'll get the Wisdom Rune.
I mean, I look up to you guys. I mean, you guys are handsome as hell.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we have the Riz. That just means we have it easy. We're playing on easy mode.
What a way to put it. Ulu, surprise, Erica shows up in the top lane, and he's going to go for the kill. Centaur will pick it up. He's on a killing spree now, and Ulu, death number 2 is a certainty. It's 6-2 for Aster.
Really, really nicely done by Ursa, rotating top. Like, he didn't have to. He could have remained down bottom, continued farming, because he knew that the Venge was on the Wisdom Rune. Instead, he joins the fight, takes down Lina. Mid lane already dead, by the way. So
that too. Everything's going in Aster's way. So far.
Yeah. Like, they have some big ultis to use, and maybe they can combo those up, but I fear that they're lacking burst. Lina, top lane, once again.
Yeah, hearing the sound of the Centaur horn charging on top of you is not a good signal if you are the receiving end. So is Ulu, death number 3 right away. So her teleport's on cooldown. You're gonna have to do the walk of shame.
Yeah. like, I feel that they're just playing way too fast for Team Bright. Team Bright last game, they had some really sneaky draft. This time around, it's more normal, more casual, and they're just being completely crushed. Lina has as much XP as Vengeful.
And Ursa has ulti at this point. It's TK and Irving trying to poke him a little bit. They only do, what, 250 damage. Butterfly effect has walked in, but that's a level 1 X marks the spot. And they don't even get to catch anybody here. The Batrider's safe under his... You've got 4 Bright heroes in the box. Red Panda is also here. They gotta make this happen right away. And what you gonna get? A support Batrider. Even if you get that.
Yeah, it might work because of the double damage. Let's see.
Alright, they've got a TP coming in. It's going to be the DK to show up, so they're going to trade the Batrider. Echoes. Doesn't get too much done here. Irving is forced away, but the Ravage is ready. Nice shard block. Red Panda and Frisk teleporting a little too late. Gunka does have a DD rune, but I think the damage has already been dealt. They got the kill they were looking for with that 4-man rotation and forced the TPs.
I think that's a really important point. The TP force. The TP forceation. I'm coining that term. Yeah, I think that's even more important than just killing the bat, because you alleviate some pressure off of Lina. She's farming up. She's got that level 6. Then suddenly you can actually maybe even get some kills with the Lina now that she has the burst necessary. Look at some top.
Yeah. It's a pretty good kill if they can get it, and they will. Yeah. Ulu pumping a nice amount of damage, and of course with the Tusk, 4 points in tag team. Sorry, 3 points in tag team, so a lot of extra damage. Of course, I mean, the movement speed slow and the attack speed slow don't really help out that much when Centaur popping his ult, but you got the shards. Every time you land the shards on the target, that's like at least 2 extra right clicks guaranteed. And for Lina, that's like 6.
Yeah, she instantly she gets supercharged, right? So she really benefits from him. Bot lane.
It's a nice and easy synergy that they have, just with these 2 heroes. Like every time you play a fast right clicker and you have Tusk with you, it just deals a lot of damage, even if Tusk himself doesn't do that much with his spells and right clicks.
For sure, like one of my favorite lanes is probably Tusk Weaver.
Tusk Weaver, yeah.
Yeah, like level 2, you're way too strong. Minus armor, Gemnet attack with tag team, it's just stupid strong. But you can see on top lane, now that they have taken down Centaur, that they do have potential in these early game skirmishes. They just had a really poor laning stage once.
Look at that. Look at what he's found. And Irving's going to be panicked about this, and he's walking into a smoke gank from Aster because they know with there's vision, there's somebody coming to defend it, and there's also a gank that's going to try and interrupt that one. So they've killed the Tide out, they've stolen the Ancient stacks, and another win for the checkbook for Aster.
Butterfly effect?
Right for Bright.
They could go on Echoes here.
Good turn, yeah. Frisk has no Mortimer's Kisses, just used it. They're using every hand. Centaur ulti swap coming out. Echoes will fall. Bright find a kill. Maybe another one as well onto Frisk. Trying to get himself out of there. Trying to juke around the trees might just be the trick what they need. A beautiful turnaround from Aster with a 2-man stun. And here comes Erica. This next onto 2 though with the Ravage. Does a turn on a turn of a turn. And Team Bright take 4. After losing so much this game so far in the 12 minutes, it's been Aster, Aster, Aster. They needed this one, Lizard.
Yeah, they out-Astered them. Like they went in, they took the stacks, they took the Tide Hunter, but stuck around for a bit too long. I mean, that was way too greedy. I feel like, yeah, you won game 1, and yeah, the game really nice, but you have to still give some respect to Team Bright. They had a bad laning stage, and they just recovered off of that engagement. Perfect setup for the Ravage. I understand the Centaur, but he's just sitting on high ground with no mana, waiting for some spells to be cast so that he can use Magic Wand, so that he can jump in and hoof stomp. Yeah. I mean, if you're in that situation, you're probably already, you know, good to go home. Relax. You already won a fight. You don't have to go so hard. Tidehunter was already up.
Yeah, the moment when Lina was showing up to the fight, all you can literally see is Ulus just rubbing his hands together, not even clicking his mouse forward because he knows he's going to get at least a 2-man stun, and then follows up with the Ravage. And now let's see what happens out of this one. The boat. Oh, that's a nice snowball save from Red Panda. Won't keep Butterfly Effect from taking too much damage, and maybe he can re-engage. Centaur, look for the stun. Only gets a quick double edge onto TK. Nice shard block coming out from Red Panda. And Aster will lose another member, and Bright will take the first 10 kills here in this game with that pick off of the Centaur. Good things going in the way of Bright. Getting a choke point, exactly what they like to see and like to have with all these AoE stuns of theirs and the shard blocks.
And they calf risk. He has a cookie again, so yeah, probably not.
Feeling
That's
frisky.
not gonna happen. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. There is a Battle Fury now on Ursa, so and the farming speed will pick up for him.
As Ursa farm online. Carry online comes later.
Yes, that's completely right. He is AFK now.
Yeah.
Echoes.
The hardest part is over, getting to Battle Fury.
Yeah. At the same time, Ursa isn't like an anti-mage with Battle Fury, right? Like he can still actually join fights and do something. Like, he isn't completely useless. Like it's not like your AM that gets Battle Fury minute 16, which is 3 minutes late. Then to fights and resting and avoid on a full hero.
Yeah.
I have some trust issues with that.
I don't think you're the only one. Red Panda instantly engages on the Batrider after he spots him. Tag team, right-click damage. Looks like he could just solo kill this, but TK with the swap. Like, nope, that's my kill. You ain't getting that.
I feel Break should have connected on Venge. Maybe if it connects on Venge, pushes her, he can't swap, then maybe you can live, but it's super hard. Plus he probably didn't have vision, it's nighttime.
Yeah, this is really packing a punch. It's just Tranquil Boots Magic Wand. He right-clicks pretty casually Laguna blading in the hard camp.
It's all for the stacks, right? Like it costs less mana to use Laguna Blade than a Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array. So you keep on Fiery Soul stacks, you get them instantly. So it's kind of worth it more to just Laguna Blade than to...
Remember the... Was it the Lina Shard at one point when you threw Laguna Blade? It was like a projectile that went...
around, like AoE, yeah.
It was, it was like a weird AoE and it felt like you could... It was worse, in a way.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, it made her worse.
Yeah.
For sure. I remember.
If Tormentors were in the game back then, and you were gifted a shard, you're like, oh no, my game's been ruined now.
Are there any other winning shards at the moment?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Like, what makes your game worse?
I don't think so, right?
I don't think we have too many of those. Like, there are just heroes that don't really want to prioritize. They're not that great. Say, Mirana, for example. You get an extra lead charge. Woohoo. That's nice, but everything else...
Wait. It's not only you. You hit the creep wave as well in front of you. You fire some arrows. Right? I mean, it's pretty dog, I agree.
It's pretty dog.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really make your hero worse. You're right about that.
Can they do rush? A lot of minus armor. Lina can TP in. The only question is, do they feel comfortable enough to go for it? I think this is a really good opportunity for them.
Well, currently we are at a bit of a stalemate in terms of tempo. Ursa's just farming his BKB, only 1,300 gold short. Also has the blink lined up. But you can basically just opt. If I want to dodge some of these stuns, there's so many of them on the side of Team Bright. BKB could just be the right call. You can blink yourself in, be like, I'm in here, boys, but you can also just get stun locked and killed.
Lina already has a BKB. I feel like if you're thinking about If you ask me which team I'd rather play at the moment, in this particular second of this game, I'd rather be Dire. I feel like they should be in control. They should be making the moves. Finalize that BKB on Lina. She didn't go for travels or anything like that.
Yeah,
Get
we
that BKB and...
almost have the water park conductor on Butterfly Effect.
Yep, that as well.
Actually,
Like,
it's
meanwhile,
very close.
Dragonite with Midas, Ursa, undecisive.
Just waiting for the first moves to happen. Like, Bright is they're. I guess they're kind of pondering at this point. Do we just want to finish these next items and then go, or do we just go right away? Because Aster feels like they're not giving them the time to prepare. They are TPing into the outpost. That's gonna take some time. TK's almost dying to the Mortimer's kisses, but not a lot of connections. Just one more needed. It's not gonna do the trick.
This
Batrider's
is
also very deep.
Roche for you. You can kill back into the pit, or maybe go straight anyway.
Forced an ult, you get a kill. And Ulu will happily finish him off with that Laguna Blade. So yeah, Aster, they were probably looking for a pickoff, but weren't sure how much Bright's going to commit to it. And that's going to cost them a Roche. I wouldn't say Roche #1 is that important. But in terms of what heroes are being played in this game, like Lina with Aegis is actually damn good.
No, I would say in this game Aegis is super important. Even the first one. I think it changes the game like completely, the way you want to play it. Or an Ursa, it just fully in your control.
Yeah,
I think
especially Ursa, it makes it really good for Bright, because there are like a lot of games where you go for Roshan #1, it feels pointless. It's like just farm around the map, or you're gonna get like 1 to 2k net worth of an advantage by the time your opponent's still finishing off Roshan. It just feels like it's so much more worth to just play the map. But in a game like this, getting first Roshan is actually pretty more significant. Oh, that was a hard one.
yeah, I think you can already see what Aster is looking for, and which is not fight ever, just farm up, wait for all your items. Because look at the way Dragon is even playing. Like Dragonite uses his form, cuts the wave, farms the ancient TP's back base. You know, like he wants his BKB. Until he gets that BKB, I'm really not sure they're going to take a fight. I don't think so. BKB as well on Ursa, like he's going into that disperser straight up. Like this item is extremely strong on some heroes, like Meepo enjoys it quite a lot. Ursa is insane with disperser too.
Yeah. Pretty
You don't need a blink. Yeah, you don't need a blink. You just jump in and disperse yourself. You're moving on 500 movement speed, crushing everything.
Centaur's about to finish the Shiva's guard as well. Just one more camp by the looks of it for him. And he's also going to be, well, not as tanky as the Doom from the last game. I mean, this guy had 42 armor at 17 minutes. I'm still baffled by it, because he had the Wild Wing Ripper, and then you're devouring a creep, which gives you like an extra 7 armor, if I remember correct. So, eating a creep and having that buff, you have already +10, then you have a Shiva's card on top of it, and you're like, how do we kill this guy? But this is a really good hero to have Shivas on because of the Stampede.
I feel almost any tanky offlaner at the moment.
Everybody builds Shivas.
Yeah. It's really good on Sen, don't get me wrong, I agree. But anyone should probably buy it. By the way, they need to start this fight. Dragon form is already on 50% duration. By the time they get to a fight, it's gonna be quarter out.
What is Bright doing there? Smoking up and disengaging. I feel like they know. They were scanning onto the Radiant jungle side. And they're just getting the hell out of there. Fully dodging Aster. And not even setting up for a gank in the top lane. This is very, very curious. That's a pretty good call from Bright to just move away. But what's on
Do you
their
think they...
minds?
Yeah, but do you think they had to? I feel like you just won the Radiant map, you won the Radiant jungle, you still have the Aegis. Of course, they didn't know about the Dragon Form, maybe. Yeah.
And they're still pretty far away on the side of Aster. They won't be able to save him unless Batrider decides to go for the initiative and throws in the lasso. Two-man stun from the Centaur. Aster, they've got the high ground position. Oh, he's going really aggressive. Like, hit me, guys. Hit me. Turn around. We're going to kill you. And they don't fall for the trap. I love that.
Yeah, very cocky move. Doesn't get punished, though.
Meanwhile, Bright, they're splitting the top lane. They've seen a couple heroes and get a couple free punches onto the tier 2 tower. Aster not showing themselves, for Bright's in full strength at the top lane, taking over the triangle on the Radiant side of the map. Now they're TPing back in. Can they fight without lasso? Is it that significant? Red Panda, round number 2. This time it's a win. And Echoes goes in for the stun. Mortimer's Kiss is flying in as well. Centaur, nice stun on 2. Lina's dropping low on HP as well. The Aegis will burn down, but the BKB is still going to be available. Ursa pops his BKB as well. So does Echoes on the DK. Tidehunter retreats into the enemy base. Meanwhile, Ulu trying to fight him, Centaur, BKB teleport out. Irving will fall inside the enemy base.
You threw the gate. Even if you're going out, right? I think you can't.
Yep. The bouncer's denied his entry.
Yeah, he moved in the wrong base. He forgot he was dire. Yeah, they initiate on the bat. They do get the kill, but they get punished super hard. How easy it is to kill the Lina if you get on top of her.
Yeah. They have the damage for it, surely. 3 kills and the Aegis away from the Lina. That simple it was for Aster.
So, after watching the last fight, what I get out of it is Vengeful is the most important player on Team Bright. Like this hero, TK, he needs to just always be in position to swap the Lina. If Ursa gets on top of her, she's just gone. So
yeah, you mentioned it in the draft as well, that the pause 5 players have to be absolute godlike.
Yeah. Like 4 or 5, whatever she is this game, she needs to be swapping the Lina out of problems.
Panda versus Frisk. Oh, oh no! Not back in! Oh, that was so unfortunate. That's a pathfinding issue. He already got out with the 4-step, but he spun around 180, went back in with the cookie.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Treacherous cookies. You open...
That was a raisin cookie.
That was, you know, Grandma's delight. You open that metal box and... In Bosnia, usually it's it's not cookies. No, it's not empty. There's always something inside.
Sewing materials and stuff.
Sewing material or cabbage rolls, something like that.
Yeah.
But definitely not cookies.
Definitely not cookies. Oh, that's. I mean, I would have, if we had cameras in close qualifiers, I would have loved to see his reaction there. I mean, he was like, "Oh man, that just happened." But it's not stopping them. Frisk has spawned and he's running back in. Bright smoking up in the mid lane, or literally under a ward. So that's not a good smoke.
No. You just continue now with that smoke. You know, you continue
Frisk.
going.
Oh no, it might be a great smoke. Frisk is still going back in. What is he doing? What are you doing, good sir?
Oh, it's next level. Don't you get it?
He's cutting out the wave.
He's thinking that because they know that we know that they smoked, they're gonna go back, but these guys do the next level and they're like, okay, they know that we smoked, so let's go anyway, because they're gonna think that we're going back. Mind blown.
Mind blown indeed. And another casualty for Aster. That's the Batrider this time. And Echoes maybe as well. They've been fighting for quite some time, but now Aster, can they capitalize with a turnaround? BKB fighting towards the end. Red Panda, very tanky. Here comes Ulu with his BKB, almost blowing up the DK. Echoes down a 3rd kill for Bright. And Erica has to run away, but no TP. He's got no Blink Dagger, trying to run with the speed of the Disperser, but as his BKB runs out, he's going to get stunned up, locked down, killed, and murdered on the spot. Team Bright get a huge win.
Nicely done by Ulu, showing up on time, dishing it in the damage, but TK obviously, the buff from the swap to give the damage shield to the target that gets swapped. Like, that was pretty good. On Solar Crest, the DK, he thought, okay, I'm just gonna eliminate Tusk and then maybe TP out, maybe run away. Frisk.
Talk potential for
Panda?
game 3. This is all the right moves happening right now for Red Panda. Missing with that aggressive blink in. Now Irving and the rest of the boys will help him get back to safety. That is the low ground. And the lane of Rack soon open, but they are very afraid of this DK spawning. And maybe rightfully so as well with the lasso play. Ulu gonna get stunned up by Echoes. He has that dragon form. He's not popping it yet. 5 seconds for BKB. Battle Rider already down, and he's gonna go down as well. And Frisk is broken. And this is looking like we're going to game 3 potentially at this pace. Bright has scored a massive victory inside just 2 minutes of this game.
Honestly, that lasso was one of the worst lassos I've seen in my life. It's one of those, let's bait my team into a completely disaster of an action, because Ursa was still dead for like 15 seconds. You're lassoing Alina that's surrounded by her teammates. If he said, I'm going in just to break the TP, if I die, guys, don't follow me, then it's kinda fine. But initiating in that manner, your Dragonite wasn't even up. He had to TP in. He TPs in. Okay, not popping BKB, that's on him. I can't blame the bet, but still. At least they lose only one side. If you're team master, you should be thanking Gaben for that luck, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, that puts Aster in a pretty awkward position right now, but this game is... I feel like this game has kind of been handed to Bright in just such a short time span, but it's not over. It's still quite far from over. Aster definitely have their win conditions, and especially in this Ursa. But if they're allowing Bright to find pickoffs, it just takes away so much from Aster's draft that is so team fight oriented. They have to be there with multiple heroes. If they're split, they're weak. If they're together, they are a strong fist that hurts when you punch them in the nose.
Let's see, this is the smoke. They know that the Aegis is being... Oh, it's taken already. Can you fight?
And the scan's on point. Lina with the bait. Erika, no blink, so he can't just instantly jump on top of him either. Dire scan is used.
Yeah, they're just going... They're going where they have the wards, right? Like, you go around... Yeah, you play around your vision. You don't allow them to catch you. Where you don't have any...
Here. You don't have the visions on the side of Bright, so this is going to be a bit risky. Nice dodge on the stun from Echo as he pops his BKB, but he's just going to have to kite or chase in this case because he's not going to find anyone. Tidehunter going to get stunned by the Centaur. Key save, but there's a snowball, Laguna Blade, a boat, everything thrown on the Dragon. Dragon Slayers at their best, and they've scored a kill. Echo and Frisk will drop, and Aster will also lose another off this Centaur getting swapped by TK. He admits to his fate. Aster have blocked, and they're losing their grip off of this game, Blizzard.
You know what? You asked for game 3, you're gonna get it. Like, they aren't losing, they already lost it. This is very close to be completed. Like, maybe something... I don't even trust in some Bat Rider here anymore. Like, some high ground defense isn't gonna work. You have Swap to play with. X marks the spot as well. This is gonna be two sides by the time they're up. Yeah.
I guess you're right that Bright's fully in command of this game, and they're not gonna let go. I maybe give a bit of credit to Aster that they've been in positions before and they could turn games around, but at 27 minutes, this game was still in their lead by like maybe 2k net worth, and now it's 14,000 with their entire base in shambles. Mortimer's Kiss is flying in. Centaur doesn't get his stun. There's a Wolver's kick while he snowballed. Ursa's already down to half HP with that BKB running low. There's a Gleipnir coming in as well. The LSA stun's going to connect onto the DK. DK hasn't got anything out yet, but now he finally does. But he's already too low to do anything as Ulu punches hits, and there we go. Game number 3 is a certainty.
Yeah, I'm just baiting in sunshine here, by the way. Game 3 is a certainty. I'm being... like, we didn't have too many sunny days recently. I'm gonna enjoy this. Sorry, ESL production team. I'm not gonna
Oh.
pull the curtains.
It's very